So tell us about the work that you're doing at AudioTelligence to solve the cocktail party problem.
So we've developed AIso for hearing. AIso for hearing combines blind source separation and low latency noise suppression, and together these two technologies solve the cocktail party problem.
And how does it work?
Blind source separation tries to imitate what the brain is actually doing. So when you are in a busy situation, many people talking at the same time, the brain will extract the different sources and then focus on the one of interest. And that's exactly what blind source separation tries to do. So it separates the sound mixture, the acoustic scene, into different channels, which is usually the same number of microphones that we have in the array. Each channel will contain one source separated from one another, so the user can then decide which one they want to listen to without the interference of the other speakers.
So tell us how you've translated this algorithm into real-world applications.
AIso for hearing is our software solution to the cocktail party problem, but in order to evaluate it in real-world situations, we've integrated it into a prototype tabletop assistive listening device. AIso for hearing can automatically follow a conversation, so it can automatically improve intelligibility of different sound sources in a cafe, for example, with lots of background noise. It also allows the user to select individual sources of interest, so if there are several conversations going on at the same time, they're able to just choose the speakers that they want to listen to.
So earlier we discussed how you compare different solutions and measure intelligibility. Can you tell us a little bit about the tests that you've done on AIso for hearing?
We use a microphone array of 6 microphones of similar dimensions of the prototype that Peter mentioned. We did several recordings of sources speaking at different angles of the array. We recorded background noise, so bubble noise in a busy cafe. And then we could mix these signals at different SNRs, at different speech-to-noise ratios, so that we could evaluate the intelligibility. We use a technique called the short-time objective intelligibility measure, which is an objective measure of intelligibility, and correlates very good to intelligibility tests done with real people. This gives us a really good idea of how our technology works against not doing anything. That's what we can see in the paper, or applying AIso for hearing to the mixture.
So with all the testing that you've done with AIso for hearing, what sort of figures are we looking at for improvements to the speech reception threshold and improvements to speech-to-noise ratios?
That's a very good question, Rick, which I have the answer to right here. So AIso for hearing can improve the SRT by 16 dB, and at an SNR of -5 dB, a typical hearing aid would improve intelligibility by around 50%. One of the existing assistive listening devices would improve it by around 80%, but AIso for hearing can actually improve speech intelligibility by up to 98%. All of these figures we found have all been found by testing the devices in a real-world busy situation.
Yesenia, Peter, thank you so much for your time today. I've really enjoyed the conversation, learning about speech intelligibility, learning about different audio processing techniques. I'd love for you to tell us one last thing about AIso for hearing and the impact it can have on people with hearing loss. Yesenia?
Well, it has been really fun to work on this project and seeing all these research ideas get into a real product. And it's really encouraging to see that it's going to help so many people that are struggling with the cocktail party problem. So yeah, there is hope.
And Peter?
Yeah, just very similar to Yesenia, really. I think it's really great that we're finally going to see a solution to the cocktail party problem in AIso for hearing, and it's hopefully going to help millions of people.
Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the conversation and would like to have more information about AIso for hearing and some of the other topics we discussed today, please download our white paper.
I can say something?
Yeah,
please. What do I say? Peace and love.